Hi, if you're a business owner, do you know how much your business is worth? Many people ask me that question, and the answer, of course, is it's worth what someone will pay you for it. Now, that being said, there are ways where you can determine, estimate what your business may be worth, and it's really a critical thing to keep in mind from year to year as you grow and expand your business. Because ultimately, what you're doing is creating value for you, your family, and your heirs down the road. So you want to make sure that you're measuring and getting the value creation that you hope for with your policies. So the overall arching goal when you're going to sell your business, someone's going to buy cash flow. They're going to buy future cash flow and the potential growth that they see in that cash flow. So when you're looking at, do I need to do a valuation of my business? The answer is some companies do an annual valuation, a formal valuation, but they have a specified valuation specialist come in and do a valuation. You don't necessarily have to do that. There are shortcut ways where you can get an idea of what your business is worth. And then as long as you do it consistently through the years, you'll be able to measure and see if you're having the desired effect that you want on your valuation. The two ways that are most common for a private business to be valued are seller's discretionary earnings and EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. The difference is that SDE, seller's discretionary earnings, is usually used for smaller companies. EBITDA is used for larger companies, and as the deal value increases probably over 5 to 10 million or more dollars, you're more likely to see an EBITDA valuation. Now, they're both largely the same. They start with your net profit from the business, and then they will add back non-cash items like depreciation, amortization. They'll add back one-time costs or income. For example, if you had a payroll protection program loan that became income a couple of years ago, you would probably take that out because that's not going to be a recurring item. The big difference is that with seller's discretionary income, the valuation person or the buyer is going to take out the seller's benefits, the seller's perks, because they're not anticipating that that person will stay around. In the EBITDA, the larger company situation, they will not do that because they're going to assume that they have to replace you anyway. So that's the difference between the two. The second part of it is perhaps sometimes the bigger element is the multiple. In the seller's discretionary earnings, typically you see a multiple between 1.5 and 3.5. Probably averages somewhere in the high twos. From an EBITDA standpoint, you're typically looking at probably 4 to 6 times EBITDA. And one of the keys in determining the multiple is growth rate and anticipated growth rate throughout the years. So in addition to increasing your profit, you also want to see if you're able to bump that multiple because that can really yield some significant benefits for you down the road. So that's it. I would suggest at least taking a quick look at this every year, building it into your annual budgeting structure and analysis structure, and just see where you are. Because the other thing I found with many companies is that they're way off in what they think their business might be worth. Some companies have told me, we've got a lot of equipment on our books. The problem with having equipment on your books is that there's a tremendous used equipment market where you can get equipment of almost any sort for 10 cents on the dollar. A buyer isn't buying your business for equipment. A buyer is buying your business for the cash that it's going to generate. So really, the amount of equipment you have is irrelevant. Your retained earnings, your net worth are irrelevant because whoever's buying your business isn't buying what you did. They're buying what it's going to do in the future. So if you find these videos helpful, please click on the subscribe button below and have a great day.